Hello students, my name is Anup Kumar Dutta. This is my 36th YouTube tutorial video of the series of educational videos as I promised you to make on NCERT Mathematics, which is completely free to you. As a new one, I have to finish my video within 15 minutes. So I have just taken the question number 4 from the exercise 3.5 of your book class 10 under pair of linear equations in two variables. Here is a condition. Form the pair of linear equations in the following problems and find their solutions if they exist by any algebraic method. That means we have to form a pair of linear equations in two variables first and then go for the solution. And in this case, we can use any algebraic method. Now let us see what the question says. A part of monthly hostel charges is fixed and the remaining depends on the number of days one has taken food in the mess. When a student A takes food for 20 days, she has to pay rupees 1000 as hostel charges, whereas a student B who takes food for 26 days pays rupees 1180 as hostel charges. Find the fixed charges and the cost of food per day. That means if a student stays at that hostel according to the rules and regulations of that hostel, he has to pay a bill or hostel charge after a complete month, and the bill is divided in two parts. The first part is fixed or compulsory to each and every student who stays at that hostel. The other part of the bill is not compulsory or fixed to the students who stays at that hostel. That part depends for how many days a student has taken food. So as for example or a hint in this question, it is given that a student A takes food for 20 days. That means that student takes food for 20 days. She has to pay rupees 1000 as hostel charges. In that case, the student A pays rupees 1000 for fooding for 20 days, and it also includes the fixed part which is compulsory to each and every student. And in the other example or hint, when a student B takes his food for 26 days and he pays rupees 1180, and in this case, in this bill also the fixed part, that means the compulsory part, is added, and both these bills are collected for lodging and fooding together. So let us proceed in this way. Let us write in this way. Let the fixed charged of that hostel is equal to rupees X, and the cost of food per day of that hostel is rupees Y. Right after this, therefore, according to question, for student A, according to this part, the student A takes food for 20 days. So we have already considered the fixed charge of that hostel is rupees X. So according to question, X plus, this is the fixed part which is compulsory for each and every student, and the other part which depends on for how many days one has taken food. So in this case, the student A has taken food for 20 days. We have considered the cost of food per day of that hostel is rupees Y. That means if a student stays for 1 day, he has to pay rupees Y. So in this case, the student A stays or takes his food for 20 days. So the bill will come to be 20Y. And if we add both these parts, the fixed one and the part which is for fooding, and if we add both this part according to question, this will be rupees 1000. Let us name this relation as 1, and for student B, the fixed charge of that hostel is rupees X, which one is compulsory to each and every student. So we have to write X here, plus, that means we have to add that part for which one student, the student B, pays his bill for fooding. The student B pays his bill for fooding for 26 days. So the cost of food per day of that hostel is rupees Y. That means if the student B has taken his food for 1 day, he had to pay rupees Y. So if the student B takes his food for 26 days, in that case he will have to pay rupees 26Y. So if we add both this part, the fixed part and the part for which the student B pays for fooding for 26 days, and if we add both this part according to question, this must be equal to rupees 1180. 1180. So let us name this relation as 2. Now write in this way. Now 2 minus 1 implies 6y is equal to 180. Therefore y is equal to 30. Therefore 1 implies x plus 20 into y. In place of y we are going to write 30. 30 is equal to 1000. Therefore x is equal to 1000 minus 600, which is again equal to 400. Therefore the fixed charge of that hostel value of x is equal to rupees 400, and the cost of food per day and the cost of food per day of that hostel is equal to value of y, which is 30. That means rupees 30. These two are the answers. Right? In this way it will spare a little bit time to you. So this is all for today. Why not? Of course I will expect your kind likes, dislikes, comments, subscriptions and clicking on the bell icon. Thank you.